mounting NFS share with the auto mounter. Now the auto mounter is a service. It is called AutoFS, and that can automatically mount NFS shares on demand and will automatically unmount NFS shares when they are no longer being used. Now with this we have some benefits. We have some benefits of auto mounters, like user do not need to have root privilege to run the mount and unmount command, because it will mount automatically, and if user access the directory, if user needs the directory, then it will be mount, and when it does not need, then it will be unmount also. So user manually don't have to run the mount and unmount command, and mount and unmount command can only be run by the root. So if you are not running the command manually, so it will be run automatically in the background by the AutoFS, and it will be run by the root privilege. So normal user can also use it. If normal user does not have to do this mounting and unmounting, they can just access the directory. Then NFS share configured in the auto mounter are available to all users on the machine, subject to access permission. So it will be available to all the users. That means if user 1 log in, user 2 log in, user 3, whoever logs in, whenever they access the directory. Now permissions may be different, because permissions defined by the administrator on the NFS share by the local permission, that is advanced ACL permission. So they will get the permission according to that, but they can still access the NFS share. Now NFS shares are not permanently connected like entries in FSTab file. So when we enter the FSTab file, we want to make it connected every time, so we make an entry in FSTab file. Now it will not be connected permanently, because the entry we will not enter into FSTab file. We will not make entry in the FSTab file. So this will freeing the network and system resources. So it will freeing the network and system resources also. That means whenever you boot the system, and whenever your system starts, then what it checks the FSTab file, and it needs to be connected to the NFS server to mount that resources, mount that share. So it will not do this because it is not added into FSTab file. It will be mounted automatically whenever we need it. Then the auto mounter is configured entirely on the client side, and no server side configuration required. And one more benefit is also that we don't have to configure anything on the server. NFS server will share the directory normally like it shares for the every user. All the configuration what we need to configure the auto mounter, we will configure is into the client side. So whether we can use it to add the entry into the FSTab file, or we want to mount it manually, or we can use this AutoFS. So it depends on the client side that which way you want to mount your NFS share, or which way you want to access the NFS share. The auto mounter uses the same mount option used by the mount command, including the security option. So auto mounter do what? It will use the same command. It will use the mount command also. It will use the same mount command to access the NFS share, and including all the security options whatever we have configured on server. Then support for both direct and indirect mount point mapping, providing flexibility in mount point location also. So direct and indirect, that means directly under the slash or in another directory, we can use it. We can mount it directly under the slash, or we can mount it directly indirectly under the slash some other directory also. So it provides this flexibility also. Indirect mount points are created under removed by AutoFS and alleviating the need to manually manage them. Indirect mount points are created and removed. That means when you use indirect mapping, then automatically the directory will create and remove. We don't have to manage manually the directories. Then NFS is the default file system for the auto mounter, but it can be used to auto mount a range of different file systems also. By default, when you use auto mounter, so it will use the NFS. So it will use NFS as a file system. But if we want to use a different file system, then in the configuration file for the AutoFS we have to mention the option for the type, F type. That option is called, we have to give an option like --F type is equal to whatever the option we want to mention. But if we don't mention any option, it will go for directly NFS file system. Remember, when we mount the manually, if we mount a manually NFS file system, so we have to mention the T option, T for the type of file system. But when we use AutoFS, so we don't have to mention the file system, because automatically or by default it uses the NFS. Then AutoFS is a service that is managed like other system services. So it is also work like a service that can be managed by the administrator like the other services that we can start and stop. Now first, create an auto mount. So if we want to create an auto mount, so first we need the package. The package which we need is called AutoFS. This is the package we need for the for configuring the AutoFS. So first check the package, and if the package is not there, then we will install the package. We can use RPM or we can use Yum, whatever we want, we can use it to install. Now after installing the package, we create the master map file. We will add the master map file to this directory. Now there is a master map file also available, that is auto.master. Now in auto.master, if we make any changes, so it can be a subject of change when your AutoFS will update. So when the software updates, then sometime it changes the default configuration file for this master map, that is auto.master. So for saving that, for preventing that, we can create our configuration file in this directory, so it will not be impacted by the software update. Now the name of the master map file is not important. That means in the directory we can create any name. We can create a directory with any name. It is not important, but it is normally something meaningful. That means whatever you create, you should make it meaningful so that you can understand why you created the directory. But the only requirement is it must have an extension of .autofs. So whatever the name you create, but at the end you have to mention .autofs for the file. So whatever the master map file you create under the directory, you can give any name, but the extension must be .autofs. Now the master map file can hold multiple mapping entries. So in a single file we can create multiple mapping entries, or we can use multiple files separate configuration data. So in a single file we can create multiple entries of the mount mapping, or we can create separate file for separate mapping. Now for creating it, we can create under this auto.master.d directory, and for example I am creating here nfs.autofs. As you can see, this is the name of the file, or nfs, and I can give any name, but .autofs is the extension which we have to make it. Now in this master map file we add the entry for the directory which we want to mount. So we add the master map entry here, and here we will add that /local nfs I want to mount the NFS share from the server. Now here I will say that in this file, this is the master map file, so in the file I will add that this directory, and I want to mount this directory, and the configuration for mounting this directory is under this file. So I am mentioning the file name here which holds the configuration for mounting this directory here, and then you will save the file. So this entry would use the local NFS directory as the base of future indirect unmounts. That means whatever the auto mount will happen, so I am saying that it will happen on this directory. And then the file auto.nfs contains the mount detail. So how to mount and where to mount will be all those information will be stored in this file. Now this file create the mapping files, and the mapping file identifies the mount point and mount options and source location to mount. So in this file we have information about the mount point, the mount option and the source location from where we want to mount the partition or mount the NFS here. Now the file name is not important. Here also the file name is not important, but by convention is located in etc. So it must, or it should be located under etc. The file name is not important, but it is called auto.name, where name is something meaningful to the included content, but it must start with auto. So here anything, the name is not important here also, but it must be auto, and then you can have any name here. Now in this file we will add the information about the mount. So in this file we will open the file, this file now. Actually the file is not there, so we have to create the file, and in this file the format of an entry is mount point and mount option and source location. So this information we will add into this file auto dot, I am giving NFS name here. So in this file I will add the entry like this, like my NFS share directory is work. Now this directory is actually shared from the server. Now from the server I have shared the directory called my share, and under my share I have a directory called work. So this directory, work directory, I am sharing from the server, and I want to access this here on a client by using the auto mount. So here I am mentioning this directory. This is the local directory. Now it is not compulsory to have the same name of the directory here also, but this directory name we can have any other name also, but I am using the same name so that it can be easy for us. So this is the directory, this will be the local directory where I am mounting this directory of the server. So here I am mentioning the local directory and the options, and see and you can see I am not mentioning the file system here because by default it is going to use the NFS. So I am mentioning the directory where we want to mount the NFS share, then I am mentioning here the options, and then here I am mentioning the server name or even an IP if you have. If you have a DNS server, then you can mention name, or if you don't have, then you can mention IP. And then I am saying here which share, NFS share I want to mount. So this is the NFS share directory which is we are mounting on work with these options. So in this what we have, work directory will be created on demand under this local NFS of the client system. So we have mentioned that local NFS will be the main directory here, and under the main directory it will create this mount point for work directory. Now we can start the AutoFS service, but before that we have to create the local NFS and work directory manually on client, because under this directory this work directory will be mounted. This under the work directory which is under local NFS, this share will mounted on this directory. So we will create this directory and then we can start the service and make it enable on AutoFS. Make it enable for every time starting the service. Whenever we boot the machine, the service will start. So we will start the service, and then now we just have to check. We can do the check by using the listing command, or we can go for the directory. We can go to the directory by using the cd command. So we can check by listing or changing the directory to this local NFS/work. So when you go inside the directory, you will see it is mounted or you can whenever you list the directory, that means you are demanding the directory, so it will mount. Let's see how it works now. Now first, from the server I have shared this directory to this client by using read write option. Now the directory is shared, we can check export fs command. So this directory is shared from the server here to this client. What we have in this directory here, so we can check my share, and this is a work directory. We can see that there is a file called test. Okay, I will create some more files so that we can see it is mounting or not. So I will create some files here, touch, file 1, file 2, file 3. So I created some files here under this work directory on server. Now when we mount this directory, we will see these files on client. Now what we'll do, we don't do anything here, we just share the directory and we will go to the client now. Now from the client we can check what are the directories shared from the server. So these are the directories. This is the directory which is shared on the server for this user, and this user is this machine. We can check the IP address of this machine, and this is the IP address of this machine. Now first we will create the local directory where we want to mount this by auto mount. So what we want to create, we want to create the local directory first. So I will create mkdir. Under local NFS I will create work directory. It is already exist. Okay, so it is already exist, but if it is not there, then you have to create this directory. And what we have in this directory, we don't have anything. Now we are going to mount it, and you see I am listing right now, it is not happening anything, it is not showing anything. Now what I will do, I will check the package whether the package is available or not. The package name is AutoFS. Now right now the package is installed in my system. If it is not installed, then I can install it with the rpm command or rfs yum command. But this is installed, so I will not do anything. We can check by the yum command also. So it is already installed. So if it is not installed, then I have used this install command, but it is already installed and is saying nothing to do because it is already installed. Now what we'll do now, first we will create the main mapping file. Now when you go to etc and you run command auto, and if I press 2 time tabs, I can see here I have autofs.config, I have auto.master. So basically this is the default master file where we can create the master mappings. But creating the master mapping in this file can be changed. That means whenever this software AutoFS will update, it can change this master file. So it will go back to the default. It will go back to the default status. So if we don't want to change our configuration, if you don't want to lose our configuration with updates, then what we do, we can create our separate configuration file, master mapping file under this directory. So we can go to this directory and we can create our own master file. In this directory we don't have any file. So here we will create the file which we can use for our configuration. So it will be our main mapping file. Now the name for the file can be any. So we can make any useful, meaningful name so that we can understand why we are creating this file. I'm creating it for my share. So I'm giving just a name NFS, but dot AutoFS is important. That means your extension must be dot AutoFS. Now this is a new file. Now here you will create an entry for the mapping, and I'm saying that under slash local NFS. So whatever the mount point, whatever auto mount want to mount, it will mount under this directory, and the configuration for mounting this directory will be under etc, and I'm going to create the file. It is not there, and that directory, the file name will be auto dot. Now auto is important, dot you can make any, so I will give again NFS here. So this is the file which I'm going to create, and I will create under this file. I will mention the other options for the mounting. I will option the mount point, mount options, and the location of the NFS share. Now in this file we don't have to mention anything else. So just like this, we can add more entries here. We can add more entries for the other directories also in a single file, or we can make another files also. We can make multiple different files for the different share point or mount points. So we have only one directory, so I'm not adding any other option, and I will save it. Now after doing this, I have to create the next file which I have mentioned into this file, and that file name is auto.nfs, which is under etc. So now I am going to create under etc auto.nfs. Make sure you mention the right names, otherwise it will make problem. Now in this file I'm going to have an options of mount point and mount options, and from where we get the NFS share. So I will create this file. This is also new file because it is not exist. Then here I will mention that this is going to be the mount point under local NFS, and the options will be read write, and I will add sync option also. Now where is the NFS share? So it is under, it will get the NFS share from this server. I'm giving IP of that server directly, and from that server we have the directory name my share, and under the directory my share we have a directory name work, which is going to be mount with this option on this directory. And this is done, and now I will save it. Now we have to create the local NFS and work directory here, which I have already created under local NFS work directory. So this directory I have already created. Now I can do start my service AutoFS. So first systemctl, I will check the status of AutoFS service. So it is not running, it is inactive, and also it is disabled. So first what I have to do, I have to make it enable, and also we should make it enable, or we have to start the service, and also we have to make it enable, so that whenever our system restarts or reboot, this service will keep running and our auto mount will work. So now I will do start the service first. Systemctl start AutoFS. Now it is started, but it is still disabled, so I am going to enable it. And now it is enabled also. Now we can check the status, and we can see it is running without any problem. and also it is enabled. So next time when we reboot the system, it will enable. Now we will check, do we have any mounting NFS mount? So we don't have any NFS mount till now. Now I will try to access the directory. I will try to access the local NFS and work directory. So let's do the ls. Let's try to list. It is saying no such a file or directory. Till now it is not mounted. We got error here. It says no such a work or no such a directory. Now because this error is why, because we have made some mistake here in the file. This option will start with hyphen. So whatever option we mention here, it will start by the hyphen. Now it is right. So I will restart the service now. And now when you list the directory, that means you are requiring the directory and you are wanting to have a directory, you are going for demand. So when you list it, you have it, and you can see it is now mounted. If you check df-h, you can see it is now mounted. So this share directory, NFS share directory, is now mounted on this directory. Now why it is mounted? Because I asked for it. I run the ls command, I try to list it, and it is mounted. You try to list it, you try to create any file in that directory, you try to change into that directory, it will mount. It will mount that directory automatically. I will unmount again. You mount local NFS work. Now when you check again, now it is not mounted again. Now again it is not mounted. Now again if I list the directory, local NFS work, now see again it is now showing the, now again it is showing the files, and if I check, and we can see it is again mounted. So as soon as you wanted to have the directory, it will mount, and if you don't want, then after some time it will unmount. Now it is not mounted, but if I want to create any file, let's say I want to touch a file in that directory, local NFS work, and I want to create a file from here, let's say auto file. Now it will do what? It will create the, it will mount the directory and create the file, and when you check, now you see it is mounted. And where it created the file, so it created on the NFS share on this directory, and we can check the directory on server. So on server, this is the directory which we have shared, and when we see the directory, you can see the file is created here, the file which we created on the client. So when we create the file, that means we required the directory, so it will mount the directory and create the file. So this is how the AutoFS works. So it will mount NFS share whenever we require, on demand. So whenever we required it, it will mount it.